Long before you chose your job, your beliefs, or even your goals, you made a decision. Not consciously, not with words, but with meaning. Alfred Adler believed that human beings do not live according to reality itself, but according to the interpretation they give to reality. And that interpretation becomes what he called lifestyle. Lifestyle is not your habits, not your routine, not your personality traits. It is the silent conclusion you reached early in life about one dangerous question. Who am I in this world? A child who experiences neglect might unconsciously decide, I must become strong so I am never ignored again. Another child in the same situation might decide, there is no point in trying. Same experience, different meaning, different life. Adler understood something most people never question. We don't repeat events. We repeat interpretations. That's why some people keep falling into the same relationships, the same failures, the same emotional traps, not because they are unlucky, but because their lifestyle keeps guiding them to familiar outcomes. Lifestyle becomes the lens through which you see yourself, others, and the future. And once that lens is formed, everything you experience seems to confirm it. This is why people say, life always does this to me. It never works out for me. This is just how I am. But Adler would say, no, this is how you learn to see. The tragedy is not that people suffer. The tragedy is that they suffer inside the same pattern, thinking they are changing while repeating the same inner script. They change places. They change people. They change roles. But the lifestyle remains untouched. And when lifestyle remains unconscious, life feels like running in circles. If you've ever felt exhausted without knowing why, ambitious yet unfulfilled, busy yet stuck, this is not a motivation problem. It's a lifestyle problem. And this leads us to the most critical question of all. Because in the next part, you'll see how lifestyle can either become your greatest strength or the invisible prison you never escape. Adler never believed humans were prisoners of their past, but he believed they become prisoners when they refuse to understand the lifestyle they created. Lifestyle works silently. It shapes how you react to failure, how you define success, how you handle rejection, how you interpret pain. Some lifestyles are built around avoidance, avoiding responsibility, avoiding vulnerability, avoiding depth. Others are built around control, control to hide fear, dominance to cover insecurity, superiority to escape inner doubt. And then there are lifestyles built around growth, where mistakes become information, weakness becomes direction, and pain becomes meaning. Adler never asked, what happened to you? He asked, what conclusion did you draw from what happened to you? This is where freedom begins. Lifestyle is not destiny, but it becomes destiny when it remains unconscious. The moment a person starts observing their patterns, their emotional reactions, their repeated choices, they begin to see the structure behind their behavior, and awareness breaks the spell. True freedom is not doing whatever you want. True freedom is understanding why you keep doing what you do. A strong personality, according to Adler, is not one that was never hurt, but one that learned from its pain instead of obeying it. Not one that never fell, but one that changed the way it stands back up. If this feels personal, that's because it is. You're not just listening to psychology, you're looking at the blueprint behind your own behavior. And if you want to continue this journey, to dismantle the hidden mechanisms of the human mind, and build a personality that is not controlled by childhood conclusions, but guided by awareness, subscribe now, because the next concept, social interest, is the dividing line between the powerful individual and the isolated one.